It's no secret that one of my favorite episodes is Rusty and the Boulder, and it has been since I watched it as a kid. I loved the intensity of it, I loved the narrow gauge engines, and honestly I kinda liked the idea of a giant possessed boulder chasing the engines. My first time viewing it was kinda scary, but once I knew everybody made it out okay, it was just intense and really cool to watch. It also featured a character that I was really interested in, that being Thumper, as I had never seen anything like Thumper, not in real life, not in the show, and for the longest time I was curious as to what he was, and the answer might surprise you, especially because, well, there really isn't a direct one. So let's go ahead and get into today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we ask the question, what is Thumper? Directly, Thumper is a heavy-duty quarry machine, with 2 arms and caterpillar treads, and we see in the episode he's featured in that he's used for loosening rocks.
It's called Thumper. Apparently it helps collect the rock faster, replied Edward.
In his biography, it said that Thumper was built by the Sodor Mining Company to speed up their mining operations. It's shown that he's brought to Boulder Quarry by Edward to help clear the rock, and the workmen are initially impressed with his hard work. However, he proves himself too powerful, and Thumper's arms accidentally dislodge an enormous boulder from the mountain, the one we mentioned earlier that chased Rusty, Skarloey, and Rheneas. It's also said that because of his large size, he often gets out of control on mining sites and causes minor disruptions. After his initial problems at Boulder Quarry, Thumper now is used for slate mining, and that alone, strictly. And all of that comes from the wiki. Unfortunately, to my knowledge, none of that was ever seen in an episode. It's also said that although Thumper never speaks, he's laid back in approach with a cool dude attitude, though he can come across as accident prone, especially after Rusty and the Boulder. His manner is cool, and no job is too big for him. But getting into his technical basis, things get much more complicated. Although Thumper is built by Sodor Mining Company, he isn't based on any known quarry machine. At any rate, a machine of this type would be extremely hazardous to those around it, due to the complete lack of windows on the front of the cab, making the operator completely unable to see. However, besides that, Thumper appears to be a hodgepodge of different various machinery, and this is the part that I find the most interesting. His front end is from a Great Western Railway 040 diesel shunter, built by Fowler, and his treads appear to be based on tank treads, albeit with the treads mounted backwards with the drive sprocket in the rear. In addition, assuming that a window would be technically where the face would be, such a machine would be quite impractical, this being due to the end of its arms. There's not really a sufficient amount of area to loosen the rock on the sides, let alone below and above the machine. It wouldn't be capable of making a proper hole through the cliff face, and properly loosening or clearing rocks. The arms appear to be on a non-flexible joint, with the side rods attached to the inner arms appearing to be quite thin, thus potentially leading to the machine being more capable of damaging itself than loosening or clearing rocks. So, unfortunately, we don't really have a direct answer, besides he's a Fowler GWR diesel shunter mixed with a tank that I refuse to try to pronounce. And with that, unfortunately, there's not really a proper answer. He's just a custom machine made by Sodor Mining Co., and it's a shame we never got to see more of him. He actually had 3 different facial expressions made for him, that being his happy, worried, and angry faces, but only his happy face was ever used on screen. And Thumper's model is currently on display at Drayton Manor, are you kidding me? Yeah, unfortunately, it's not looking like our boy's in good hands. But at least his model, survived, I guess, if you can count that as surviving. Another cool tidbit is the diesel shunter Thumper is based on is the number 1 of the Great Western Railway. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Thumper is a mix of a lot of things. But to make things a little bit more simple, I'll cut it down to an 040 diesel shunter with tank treads and arms. And the funny part is, that's not even a joke. Though in the show he was made by Sodor Mining Co., in real life his creation was due to Britt Allcroft and David Mitten. And his Gauge 1 model, besides all of that, is more interesting still, being that the entire thing was made out of plastic. And just like the engines, he was painted using glossy car body paint. The wheels and caterpillar tracks were actually sourced from a KV-1C tank model, made by Tamiya, and the model was equipped with a motor to power his arms, but only his arms. Unfortunately, I don't believe his treads actually were powered. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is basically everything we know about Thumper. Hopefully you guys found this just as interesting as I did, and if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe for even more train content. There's always more stuff on the way. As always, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.
I'm a plain engine, and I believe in plain speaking. Speak up!